I was not sorry when my brother died. This is the first line of this book. What would lead one to make such a statement? The narrator gives us a backstory of what led her to this point. The narrator in question is a girl called Tambu, short for Tambudzai. Tambu lives with her family in rural Rhodesia in the 60s, modern-day Zimbabwe. Her family is extremely poor. She is a second-born. She has two younger sisters and an older brother called Nhamo. Her father, Jeremiah, isn't the most hardworking man, and her mother, Mainini, is a housewife. Since it is during the colonial times, it's not sunshine and rainbows for the Africans. A few have had that privilege of going to school and trying to make their way in this new system. One of those people is the patriarch of the Sigauke clan, whom Tambu refers to as Baba Mukuru. Now, for those who are familiar with Bantu languages, you'll notice there's variations of this word among different tribes. It basically means father's older brother. So Baba Mukuru is Jeremiah's older brother. His mother was able to get him to a mission school, and since he was smart, he was given scholarships to study abroad and has now become a principal of a mission school. He provides also for Tambu's family, as her father really doesn't do much. One thing he really insists on is the importance of education, especially for boys. Now, as Nhamo and Tambu are studying, Baba Mukuru goes to live in the UK for 5 years. This means that her family will not get any support. Her mother starts selling a few crops in order to raise money to send Nhamo to school. He is able to continue studying in the village. Tambu, however, is not able to. She asks her father to give her maize seeds to plant, and she will use the profits from her harvest to pay for her school fees. Jeremiah laughs it off and says she doesn't need education as she won't feed her husband books. She insists. Mainini convinces him to let her do it as she will learn from her failure. Tambu works hard and remembers how her grandmother taught her. As harvesting season is fast approaching, she notices cobs keep disappearing from our farm. One Sunday, she goes to Sunday school and is told by one of her friends that Nhamo usually brings them maize. This infuriates her and she tackles Nhamo. A teacher, Mr. Matimba, breaks up the fight. She explains the situation to him. He tells her that he will take her to one of the urban centers to sell her maize to the whites. After she sells her maize to an old white lady, she is paid 10 pounds. Mr. Matimba insists that they take the money to the headmaster, and school fees will be deducted from that yearly. He knows that if Tambu stays with the money, her father will most likely take it. And his suspicion is confirmed as Jeremiah goes to the school to claim that money. This guy is a walking leech. After 5 years, Baba Mukuru and his family come back. Jeremiah borrows money from friends so he can throw a welcome home party. When Baba Mukuru comes back with his family, Tambu doesn't know how to relate with her cousins, Nyasha and Chodi, who they used to play together with when they were very young. They now appear timid. You see, they have forgotten how to speak Shona, their mother tongue, so it's hard for them to relate with the village people. Now, during one of the meetings, Baba Mukuru brings up the issue of Jeremiah's family being in dire straits. He feels the only way to remedy that is through education. He suggests taking Nhamo to the mission school. This pleases Jeremiah. Nhamo, hearing this news, takes the opportunity to show his superiority over his sister. So Nhamo begins school at the mission school. After 1 year at the school, he comes back but seems to be forgetting Shona. He also shows a disdain towards his family because of the state of poverty they live in. He seems to enjoy life at the mission school and tries his best not to come home. When he's home, he doesn't help out with anything unless Baba Mukuru is there. He treats his other two sisters, Netsai and Rambanai, like slaves, forcing them to carry his bags. One holiday, as the family is waiting for him to come, it gets dark with no sign of him. That night, Baba Mukuru arrives with his wife, Maiguru. to tell them of what transpired. He started complaining of pain around his neck and he was admitted to the hospital. The doctors diagnosed him with mumps and he died while being treated. Mainini blames Baba Mukuru and the education for the death of her son. He is buried the next day. After a while, Baba Mukuru, still on the issue of poverty, suggests Tambu to go to the mission school. Mainini is completely against this idea. However, Tambu sees this as her chance of escaping poverty. She also idolizes Baba Mukuru and wants to get an education like him and live a good life. She goes to the mission school and lives with them. She is amazed at the level of wealth she sees. Their house is big, they eat a lot of food, and look like they live a pretty good life, one that she would want to live. Her relationship with Nyasha is awkward at first, but they start getting along well. Nyasha doesn't have many friends at the school as they think she's snobby due to her English accent and just her attitude. Unlike Tambu, who is very timid and follows rules, Nyasha's westernization makes her a bit of a rebel. This is a problem for her parents, especially Baba Mukuru, who sees education as very important but also sees traditional gender roles equally as important. So he feels like even though women can get an education, it is to help their husbands. This is revealed later when Tambu finds out that Maiguru has a master's degree but never receives her salary. It is controlled by her husband, and she shows displeasure in how he uses it to provide for his paternal family. He is always clashing with Nyasha over various things, which one day leads to him beating her pretty badly after she comes home late from a school dance and stayed outside talking to a boy. This is very confusing to Tambu, as he is her idol, but also sees another side of him. During one of their visits back home, they find Mainini's sister, Lucia, still there and pregnant with a child. Lucia is in her 30s and not married, and traditionally this is frowned down upon. The father is said to be Takesure, a cousin of Jeremiah and Baba Mukuru. She also claims that the child could also be Jeremiah's. This is very displeasing to Baba Mukuru. They have a meeting as a family, that is the paternal side, including their sister, Tete Gladys. Lucia overhears Takesure bad-mouthing her and barges in to say her side of the story. This is extremely uncomfortable for Baba Mukuru, as he is a man of honor and sophistication. He says that Jeremiah and Mainini need to do a church wedding and stop living in sin. Tambu is really against this idea but cannot voice her opinion as she is scared of Baba Mukuru. She feels like this is just a spectacle to make fun of her parents. She is supposed to be one of the bridesmaids. On the day of the wedding, she pretends to be sick and out of her mind. She finally says she doesn't want to go. This really angers Baba Mukuru. After the wedding, she is punished by receiving some lashes and has to do a lot of chores for the next 2 weeks. When all this is going on, Lucia asks Baba Mukuru to help her get a job as Takesure is not a good man. He finds a job for her at the hostels. She is pleased and even enrolls in school. Some Catholic nuns come to the mission school. Unlike the Protestant schools, the Catholic schools are seen as more prestigious. So these nuns usually come to carry out assessments and recruit the smartest students. Tambu sits for the assessment and is chosen to go to Sacred Heart. She is extremely excited about this opportunity. Nyasha isn't. They have grown very close over the past few years, and she feels like she will lose a sister. Tambu's mother, upon hearing this news, goes into a deep depression. She claims that they want to kill her children. She stops eating and even stops looking after her baby boy. Jeremiah has to take the boy to the mission. Lucia takes matters into her own hands and finally makes her snap out of it. Tambu is now heading to Sacred Heart. When they arrive, it is completely different from the mission school. So different that even the richest man she knows, Baba Mukuru, cannot afford to buy her a new uniform and has to buy her secondhand. Also, she has to sleep in a room with 6 people instead of the standard 4, as one of the nuns explains that they have more Africans this year. Of course, the white students will all sleep in the standard 4 bedrooms. As she begins her studies, she quickly immerses herself in books to the point she forgets to write Nyasha back whenever Nyasha sends letters. She receives a letter from Nyasha one day where Nyasha says she misses her and is extremely lonely. She also has just immersed herself in studies, which pleases Baba Mukuru. When Tambu goes to their place after a few months, Nyasha has lost a lot of weight. She usually eats dinner and immediately goes to the toilet to vomit. She appears to have some sort of eating disorder. This is concerning to Tambu. On one night, Nyasha begins to ramble about how they have done this to her and to everyone else. They have deprived everyone of their identities. The they here can be implied to mean the colonialists. Her parents come in and Maiguru holds her. She proclaims that she's not one of them, but she's also not like her parents. She now has to be institutionalized. Back home, my Nini claims the Englishness did this to Nyasha and it will kill them all. That is nervous conditions.